Medase.
Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy. JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenating, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and intact? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination intact. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When
that vision of kindness, decency, and tolerance that has always been the British way. This is a difficult day, at the end of a number of difficult days. But I leave this job honoured to have been your Prime Minister. This is the best country in the world, and it is thanks entirely to you, the British people, the true source of all our achievements, our strengths, and our greatness. Thank you.
For shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820, or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamb Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go from Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Prampram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prampram Senior High School and Ghanaman Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Star Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go from Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Star Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Prampram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prampram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for star, R for radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
The best radio show. Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
All around the world. In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Hey there, this is Archie, and it's Starr Radio UK and the morning show.
This is Starr Radio. This is
UK.
Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK.
Welcome. Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
Enlighten your day with Starr Radio. Starr Radio. Radio for the people, by the people.
And that is how I say massive good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth, and those of you on other planets as well. We want to salute each and every one of you and welcome you to the Friday edition of the morning show. This is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London on this wonderful day. That's the 5th day of July, yes, 2024. Yes, which is the day after the general election here in the UK, where the Conservatives have met their Waterloo and Labour has got a tumbling victory there. Yes, up to what? Total majority, let me put it that way. But we'll be telling you more about that. And as I played during the introduction of the program, it is a new day, it is a new dawn. Whatever you like, whatever it is, however you voted, I think it's now time for us to all come together and look at the interests of the state as a whole, how to better our lives. But wherever you are, maybe you are not in the UK, you are listening to us from elsewhere, you think that, well, what is happening in the UK? Does it actually impact me or affect me? I can tell you for sure. Yes. So it definitely, because our foreign policies and stuff like that, does impact you about trade and everything that we do. As my African countries, European countries, and across the globe, definitely that is going to have an impact there. But wherever it is, and whoever and wherever you are, I say a massive good morning. Let me say good morning to my able producer, Mr. Francis Guy, and to all the team here in the studios of Starr Radio UK. And then a special good morning to Anthony Adedeji Aziz. Good morning, Shamsuddin. Good morning. Let me say a special good morning to Felix as well, the way in Aberdeen, to all the SMP, those who lost seats there as well. Saluted every one of you. We are fighting one cause, that's to better our lives, right? So whatever it is, we go for war, we finish, then we drop our things, and then we work together to make sure things turn around or pan around nicely. But we're looking into lots of thoughts that were coming into my mind during the course of the night when the results started trickling in, and how it's going to impact all of us. We're going to be looking at that. Let me say good morning to Bishop Adeshina, Anthony Adedeji, yes, Shamsuddin, good morning, Rachel Aboshade, good morning to you there as well, Pastor Momo, Pastor Emmanuel Chidi, and you wonderful people who have tuned in, Delta Hammond all the way in Ghana, Hebe, good morning to you, Eben, all the way in South Africa, Cape Town, good morning to you, keep your fingers and everything crossed, praying that every purpose of God in your life will be fulfilled there as well. So, I will say this in this way. Welcome to the program. This is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let me say good morning to our money man himself, Mr. Dan Tabiri. Today we're not going to bring you the money hour because we are hitting it just straight for an hour, and then the program will be brought to a close because we've had a very long night, haven't we? Yes, because we're trying to monitor everything, to tell you everything that you need to know. It's been quite a long night, but more going to be coming your way. So, by way of program outline, as you know, Friday edition of the morning show, I'm going to bring you the quote for the day, the weather forecast to follow suit, then the travel update. We'll move from there to have a look at some of the stories making the rounds across the globe. That is known as global trotting. Then, after that, after some music, we'll be bringing you the details of those stories that is making the rounds, and you know, top of the agenda, what is happening here in the UK. Then we will move on from there. At a quarter to 12, we open the lines for you to add a voice to the discussion. At 12 o'clock, we bring the curtains down for the end of the program. Next week, we'll return to our normal broadcast there. But wherever you are, let me say thank you very much. Do me a massive favor, share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones, and invite them to like our pages. Yai Dubia, good morning to you there as well. Starr Radio UK. I remain yours sincerely, the one and only.
This is the morning show with Archie.
Okay, let's crack on. So the quote for the day says the depth and strength of the foundation of any building will determine the height and stability of the building. How true is that? Well, you want to build a bungalow, you don't need to dig too deep. But you want to build a story building or sky rise, you have to dig deeper to get the strength for it to be able to stand the test of time. So a word to a white is always enough. So whatever you are doing, dig deeper if you want to go higher. Yeah, all right then. Okay, now moving on straight to what we have on the weather as well. Today being Friday, what has the weather got in stock for us? And over the weekend, let me tell you, in the UK this afternoon, southern areas will see outbreaks of showery rain moving from the southwest in the north. There will be variable cloud and some showers mainly in Scotland and Northern Ireland. Now tonight, heavy rain pushing through from the southwest for most of England and Wales. Now scattered showers elsewhere, but portions of Northern Ireland and Southern Scotland will have clearer skies. Now, when it comes to London and the southeastern part of England, this is how the weather is going to be for you today. Specifically, this afternoon will remain cloudy. It will start mostly dry, but outbreaks of rain will develop later, moving northwards and heavy at times. Now, tonight might continue to be overcast. Outbreaks of heavy, persistent rain are possible for many. Calm and damp night for all initially. It's going to be turning breezy for some later. Top temperature 18 degrees. The lowest is going to be 13 degrees. Pollen level is going to be low. UV level moderate. Pollution low. Now sunset is going to be at 21:19 and sunrise for tomorrow morning 04:51 hours. Now when it comes to the weekend weather, tomorrow morning cloudy. It's going to be cloudy with further outbreaks of heavy rain. Sunny spells will develop in the afternoon, but so will scattered thundery showers, turning dry with late sunshine by the evening. It's going to be windy though. Sunday will stay mainly cloudy with a few sunny breaks and scattered showers moving in from the west. A few falling heavy and thundery. That is by way of the weather forecast. Sunday, top temperature is going to be 17 degrees, lowest 9 degrees. Saturday, my apologies, and Sunday 18 degrees, the lowest 10 degrees. So in a gist, that's what's going to happen. Next week we might have being in the 20s once again when it comes to the temperatures. As I would say, make hay whilst the sun shines. This is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's move on. Now, to the travels this morning. I hope that there are no strikes or anything of the sort on the travel this morning, because somebody will say, there's a new sheriff in town, so maybe he's going to bring about a different view of things. So please just bear with them. I hope that the unions will say that today they will not call for any strikes, right? Okay. Now let's look at what the travels is like when it comes to the underground this morning. Good service throughout DLR, good service, London Overground, good service there as well. And straight on to the major roads in London, on the major roads in London, where A316 and Central London Red routes have got serious delays. If you can avoid them, do your best to do so. The Riverbus is running a good service and bringing us straight to the London Cable Car as well. Good service there. But Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, to the final segment of the travel update, that is the National Rail. On the National Rail this morning, now cross country has got minor delays. Great Western Railway, minor delays. Northern Rail, minor delays. ScotRail, special service. Southwestern Railway, minor delays. Southeastern, minor delays. Southern, minor delays. Thameslink and Transport for Wales have also got minor delays. That aside, all the others are running a good service, and that is why I would say it once again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you, wherever you might be on planet Earth. Enjoy your commute for today. But you know what? Continue to keep those eyes where? On the roads. Let's take this commercial break, and I'll see you in a bit.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancer taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancer taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Star Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say order, you say fire.
Welcome back to the program. This is Star Radio UK on a snappy program this morning on the Friday edition of the morning show. As I said, we'll not be having a money hour today because we are just doing our best to get you everything that you need to know when it comes to the elections. But the question that I was asking my colleagues here in the studio this morning was, what lessons can upcoming democracies or young democracies learn from this election that is taking place here? Can you imagine that Ghana goes to an election and the NDC, that's been in opposition for almost how many years now? Let's say 8 years now, come whipping the MPP to a point where virtually NDC is controlling 2/3 of the seats in parliament. Will the MPP take it, or they will say no? They think that there have been some unscrupulous or some machinations that have gone on that have given the NDC that result. And looking at the way the Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, who is now resigned, stepped down on his way to number 10. My apologies on his way to Buckingham Palace to present his resignation to the King, and then we have Keir Starmer stepping in to come and do whatever. He also going to get assent from the King to become the next Prime Minister. Looking at everything, how the whole thing is moving swiftly, and the fact that if you listen to what Rishi Sunak said in his statement, of the fact that he said, though they've had their argument, their differences in the campaigns and stuff like that, but it's somebody that he respects very, very well. He highly respects for what he stands for. So rarely will you hear somebody in our part of the world talking that way about their opponent. And again, I look at this and I said, this should be an example to even developed countries. Let's take the United States of America, where elections were the 2020 elections, and how Trump and his people, 2019 now, how Trump and his people behaved there. So the issue is, what lessons are to be learned, and what can we do about that? This and a lot more I'm going to be bringing your way. It is All Star Radio UK. You look at the streets now in London, from Downing Street to the King's Palace. That's the Buckingham Palace, and you find out that the streets have been lined up with people. I mean, I don't know whether they are what do you call them, tourists, or they are just people who have just gone there. So Sunak is meeting the King at the palace. I'll be telling you more about all that as the program unfolds. But it looks like, is he now coming in or is he leaving? One of the saw this. Okay, here they have a picture of him getting into Buckingham Palace, where he's going to have audience with the King. All right then. Normally it would have been the Queen. So now let's move on. Let's have a look. At some of the stories making the rounds this morning. Okay, I'm watching some visuals here this morning, and that is why I went a bit quiet, because I needed to see what is going on, so that as and when I can bring that your way as well. But when it comes to some of the stories making the round that I'll be skipping through, now Tinubu 6 Dangote Alumelu others help to revamp economy. Well, these are the people who are saying that, look, there are some big giants, some saboteurs around the place where they are doing everything possible to actually stifle or stop them from breaking out, especially when it comes to the refinery bit, where we're talking about the oil, what do we call the mafia group and stuff like that. So what is the government going to do about that? How is it going to help them to actually, because the more businesses they set up, the more people they employ, and the more money comes into the system, and more taxes people pay, and the more the economy grows. So let's see, we'll be telling you more about that as the program goes on. But as I did say, I'm watching everything live, and I'll be telling you everything that is going on pertaining to what is happening with the Prime Minister, and as to when Keir Starmer will also be hopping in or riding in to bring his speech and everything. So wherever you are, don't even think of touching the dial. This is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. In other stories as well, NNPC Limited commissioned 12 CNG stations in Abuja, Lagos. Okay, we'll be telling you more about all that as we go on, but don't touch the dial. This is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's take a quick break, and I'll be with you. Stay tuned.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Welcome back to the program Starr Radio UK. As the program goes on, I'm monitoring everything so that I can bring you everything that you need to know. All the way from where? London, where it's all unfolding. A new Prime Minister will be announced later. Not announced. We know that he is the new Prime Minister. That is Sir Keir Starmer. But several senior Conservative defeated, including Grant Shapps, Penny Mordaunt, and Sir Jacob Rees-Mogg. Lots more going to be coming your way from there. So stay tuned whilst we continue with the show. Now, Nigeria's NGX appoints Jude Chiemeka as CEO, and Insecurity Shinkafi tax Northwest governors on homegrown solutions. Well, maybe that's what will solve the issue out. Now, when it comes to other stories making the rounds on the African continent, now in Ghana, presidential candidate Bawumia chooses Energy Minister Napo as a running mate. How would that change the fortunes of this two or their party? So coming away from Starr Radio UK. Land routes through Africa are twice as dangerous for migrants and refugees. A report published by the UN Refugee and Migration Agencies and the Mixed Migration Center shows that more migrants and refugees in Africa die on their way. It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. In other stories making the rounds as well, Okay. Now, Kenyan police patrol Haitian capital and actively rethink protests in Kenya after deadly violence. As I did talk about that yesterday, an attack on the Congo gold mine killed 6 Chinese miners and Congolese soldiers who attacked them. So we'll be telling you more about all that, but it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. Okay, moving on swiftly. Napo is competent. Someone even said he can manage a desert. One of his supporters is saying, and AG says no malice on CJ's request for Supreme Court judges rubbishes NDC's claims. Well, We'll be looking at that. Afenyo Makin disagrees with Speaker on withdrawal of cement pricing legislative instrument. We'll be telling you more and more about that. But moving on straight, as I did say, Ochehine calls on religious bodies to lead the fight against Galamsey. How can religious bodies do that? Who own the lands? Is it not the chiefs? Okay. Now, if they own the lands, now what should the religious bodies do? Well, Starr Radio UK. Okay, Rishi Sunak has left. Okay, no, it's still the same where he was en route to Buckingham Palace. That is what we are still seeing there. It is still coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. I'll try to see whether I can bring you pictures as the program goes on. Now, in other parts of the world as well, Biden faces donor pressure as he digs in on re-election bid. Now, if he's moved from there, how do you think that will pan out for the Democrats altogether? Will the Republicans now wipe them off? Or should they just leave it as it is and let's see what happens? Well, it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. And in other stories as well, concerns over reports of Orban planning Moscow trip. We'll be telling you more about that. And Mexico coast and tourist hotspots battered by Hurricane Beryl. And then hardliner faces reformists in Iran's presidential runoff. We'll be telling you more about all that. And Tanzania artist who burned president's picture has been jailed. Why did he burn the president's picture? And Hezbollah has fired 200 rockets and drones into Israel, and they are saying it's a retaliation of one of their leaders who had been killed. So coming away from murdered by Israel. That's what they're saying. But it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. In other stories, U.S. man jailed in Russia for 12 years on drug charges. I bet you this around is like give a dog a bad name, and boy, oh boy, everything will be kind of cool. All right, I can see pictures of the king's car, the car of the king, and then moving towards Buckingham Palace. That was the king when he was arriving at Buckingham Palace this morning to accept the resignation of Rishi Sunak, and then to accept the appointment of Keir Starmer, and then things move from there. But here in the UK as well, Chris Mason is saying Starmer tsunami as voters show ruthless drive to eject Tories. But other story, Sunak accepts responsibility for historic Tory defeat. Says it's been one of the worst since time immemorial, the Duke of Wellington's time. But well, as we are saying, it looks like the Conservatives have met their Waterloo with a thumping defeat. Now, Farage has been elected as MP for first time as Reform wins 4 seats. The exit polls was showing that they were going to win up to about 14 or 16 seats, but it didn't work that way. But they managed 4 seats. But if you look at the percentage of the votes, then you should think that maybe that would have actually helped them to, if it was like just a presidential thing where, like back in Ghana, where we count every vote but not counting constituencies or seats that's being won to determine how many or who is going to be the prime minister. If we were looking at that, they would have said that they would have done very, very well, because virtually they would have come to either the third. Okay, however, that's not so, and yeah, I think Nigel Farage is on a quest to reform that. But how can he reform that? Well, again, there are only 4 of them there. They are not a big number. They're a small number. So I don't think there is much that they can do. But whatever it is, this is all coming your way from Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now to 11:26. It is Star Radio UK. The king have accepted Sunak's resignation, so Sunak has left Buckingham Palace. So pretty soon we'll have Keir Starmer also going to the palace to present, so for the king to accept his appointment or give an appointment to become or form the next government. It is all coming your way from Star Radio UK. Breverman says, I'm sorry, my party didn't listen to you. Well, she thinks that maybe she will be the one who is going to be the next leader of the Conservatives. All right. And Labour's Rachel Reeves is held her seat in Leeds and is promising that action now. But one other story, Cheers as Corbyn holds Islington seat as independent. Lots more going to be coming your way because we'll try to scrutinize everything that has gone on. Sinn Féin historic hat trick and DUP shockwaves. Well, DUP is not having a good day like the SNP. So we'll be telling you more about all that as the program goes on. So for now, let's stay tuned. We'll try to see whether we can bring you some pictures. And for those of you who are not in this part of the world, but wherever you are, this is Star Radio UK. It's your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's enjoy this tune from Ajewa and featuring McAfee saying enough for me and I will be with you. Stay tuned and don't touch the dial. Star Radio UK.
Satisfaction you can never find in yourself or in another human's eyes. You tried everything, but what joy did it bring? You thought you were feeling high, but you were living a lie. I doubted when they told me that you could make it right. I knew it wouldn't be easy, but I knew it'll turn out right. Looked into myself and the emptiness inside. Tell me, can you feel me? How are you enough for me? Enough for me? Would you satisfy me completely? I want to believe you are all that I need, my God, enough for me.
Who'd have ever thought that I'd find someone like you who loves me unconditionally like the way you do? Every single day I wake up and I pray that your mercy and your grace will find me in all kinds of ways. So in those darkest times, like Daniel in the den, or even if it's like Lazarus who was dead and in the grave, I'm gonna look up to the hills like David did to you and cry out with all faith in me that God, you're enough for me, enough for me. You satisfy me completely. I've come to believe you are all that I need, my God, enough for me.
Enough for me, enough for me. You satisfy me completely. I've come to believe you are all that I need, my God, enough for me. You did not let go of me. You said you will take care of me. In my days I've never seen the righteous abandoned or forsaken, no.
Jesus Christ stepped in for me when he died on Calvary. He supplied my every need and proved without a doubt he's enough for me, completely. I've come to believe you're all that I need. God, you're enough for to you, and cry out with all faith in me that God, you're enough for me, enough for me. You satisfy me completely. I've come to believe you are all that I need, my God, enough for me.
Enough for me, enough for me. You satisfy me completely. I've come to believe you are all that I need, my God, enough for me. You did not let go of me. You said you will take care of me, and my days have never seen the righteous abandoned or forsaken. No,
Jesus Christ stepped in for me when he died on Calvary. He supplied my every need and proved without a doubt he's enough for me, enough for me. He satisfies me completely. I've come to believe you're all that I need. God, you're enough for me.
Nyamabu esubonam, esubonam, dedi bonam le lucianume, meva bobina, ewe kumia. Nyamabu esubonam, oh mawu esubonam. You're enough for me. You're enough for me. My God, you're enough for me.
You're enough.
God is enough. You are enough.
You're enough for me. You're enough for me.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep. Welcome back to the program Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. We're doing our best to see whether we can bring you some pictures from here in the studios. So that is pertaining to what is happening on where everything is taking place. When I say everything is taking place, I'm talking about the resignation of Rishi Sunak and the king accepting his resignation and appointment of our new prime minister in the person of Keir Starmer. So wherever you are, don't even think of touching the dial at all. This is Starr Radio UK. This is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. So stay tuned and stay with me. Don't touch the dial. Okay, so we're moving on. Well, I have heard your anger. That is a statement coming from Rishi Sunak this morning, pertaining to where the should I say what voters showed him. Somebody said they showed him pepper, whether pepper or salt, whichever it is, they did show him that, and we are doing our best to bring you all that. Okay, so we have pictures from number 10 Downing Street, and then also we have pictures from Buckingham Palace, where proceedings are going to be taking place there. But wherever you are, don't you think of touching the dial. I promise you that when I have the new Prime Minister, Rishi Keir Starmer, Rishi Keir Starmer, they all got a in there. Okay, yes, I'll be telling you more about all that as the program goes on. So don't you think of touching the dial at all. Now let's move on swiftly. As I did say, we are doing our best to capture as much as we can before we bring the program to close. So two stories making the round this morning. One from Nigeria, a couple from Nigeria. In a move to revive Nigeria's ailing economy, President Bola Tinubu has announced a 2 trillion naira economic stabilization plan. The plan, which aims to revitalize the country's economy over the next 6 months, was unveiled during the inauguration of the Presidential Economic Coordination Council, the PECC, in Abuja on Thursday. The PECC, established in March, is chaired by President Tinubu and includes key government figures such as the Vice President, President of the Senate, and the Chairman of Governors Forum Chairman. Prominent private sector leaders, including Aliko Dangote and Tony Elumelu, Bismarck Rewan, will serve on the council for a 1-year term. Now, Tinubu's administration has faced criticism for its economic reform, including the removal of fuel subsidy and foreign exchange controls, without accompanying cushioning plans. However, the government remains optimistic that the short-term pain will yield long-term benefits and attract foreign investment. Now, speaking at the inauguration of the PECC, President Tinubu expressed his gratitude to private sector leaders like Aliko Dangote, Tony Elumelu, and others for their participation, stating it's Nigeria that is calling, not Bola Tinubu, and the hope of the entire nation hangs on you people. So let's see whether they will be able to bring about a difference when it comes to what is happening in the country. Maybe the country will be able to take put its fortunes or get its fortunes forward. It's all coming away from Starr Radio. Okay. Insecurity. The Patriots for Advancement of Peace and Social Development has urged governors of the Northwest Geopolitical Zone to accelerate the development of the zones through education, wealth creation, and social amenities that will impact the lives of the people and stop dissipating energy resources in organizing peace and security summits and conferences within and outside Nigeria, as they are not the solution to the insecurity confronting the zone. Okay, just bear with me. Okay. And then it goes on further to say, if that is in in a segment by the executive director, Dr. Sani Abdullahi Shinkafi, the group said the problems in the zone require political will and pragmatic action, not empty rhetoric as obtainable in the past 12 years, which has not changed the narrative. It's that it is on record that the Northwest Geopolitical Zone has the largest land mass and also 30% of the total population of Nigeria. saying the zone equally has the highest number of registered voters and produced 3 democratically elected presidents, Alhaji Shehu Shagari, Alhaji Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, and General Muhammadu Buhari, adding that it also produced 3 military heads of state, General Murtala Muhammad, General Muhammadu Buhari, and General Sani Abacha. It noted that from the First Republic, Northwest zones has produced prominent citizens who have served in various capacities in the federal government. Yet, the region is grossly undeveloped and lags behind in education, saying the zone has the largest number of out-of-school children and the highest number of alimajaries, poorly equipped schools, hospitals, and bad roads, etc. It's observed that agriculture, which is the mainstream of the region, is neglected in spite of the abundant fruitful mass, saying there is no political will to engage in large-scale farming, and that there is no commitment from state governors in the region to invest in commercial farming and livestock development. The region has abundant solid minerals including gold, copper, rhodium, gemstones, kaolin, barytes, and lithium. Sadly, there is no political will to develop these mineral resources since the discovery of oil. Now, it's quite an interesting one. So what are they going to do? Are they going to just shush and then get something done there? Well, it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. Pretty soon, Sakia Starmer, the Labour leader, will go and meet the king to get the assent to become the next Prime Minister of the UK. And the various results coming through out of the 648, 650 so far, and the results remain 412 to Labour, 121 to Conservative, 71 to Lib Dems, 9 to I'm not getting that well, so I'll be telling you more about all that, but just hold your horses. I'm going to get the difference. And Independent 35 there, so stay tuned and don't touch the dial whilst we continue to follow it very, very closely. Now, moving on to some other stories making the rounds still in other parts of Africa as well. A Ghanaian chef fakes Guinness World Record Award. Oh boy. Ebenezer Smith had held a press conference saying he set a new record by cooking for 812 hours and 25 minutes over a month straight. But well, how many hours? Okay, let's move on. Let me rest that. Now, in another story, development coming from Ghana. So, the Ghana's Vice President Muhammadu Buhari from the ruling New Patriotic Party has chosen the current Energy Minister as his running mate for the December presidential elections. Now, President Adudan Akufo-Addo will leave office in January 2025 after serving the maximum 8 years the Constitution allows. Baumia has picked Matthew Opoku-Prempeh, a lawmaker, doctor, and Christian from the Ashanti region, as his running mate. This choice follows a tradition of selecting running mates from different religious and ethnic backgrounds to promote unity and attract a broader voter base. So, what do you think is going to happen on that front? It's quite an interesting one, isn't it? It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, and that is my producer doing all sorts there, but you can't see him, don't you worry. All right then. So do you think it's a right choice for the MPP and then to Dr. Bawumia? Will it change their fortunes? Or what do you think is going to happen to that? It's all coming away from Starr Radio. Now moving on straight to Congo as well. A militia attack on a gold mine in the northeastern Congo has killed 6 Chinese miners and 2 Congolese soldiers. A civil society group has said on Thursday the latest assault as violence worsens in the resource-rich region. The attack on Wednesday targeted the village of Gambala and the nearby Camp Blanquet. The gold mine in the Ituri province, according to Jean-Robert Bosiloko, a member of the local civil society group, a militia known as the Cooperative for the Development of the Congo, or Codeco, claimed responsibility for the attack. Now, Eastern Congo has been torn by the Codilong fighting between government forces and more than 120 armed groups, often involving bombs targeting civilians as the militias seek a share of the region's gold and other resources. Violence in the region has worsened in the recent months as security forces battle the militias. On Wednesday, the militiamen set home ablaze and then attacked the mine, which is guarded by competing armed groups. The Zaire militia, Bosoloko, told the Associated Press this morning. The attack has killed 6 Chinese miners and 2 Congolese troops. He added, and abducted 2 other miners whose whereabouts remain unknown. Codeco and the Zaire militia are involved in a complex conflict, mixing economic ambitions and power struggles. The Zaire militia, dissident faction of Codeco, fiercely oppose its former allies. Well, so we'll be following very, very closely and telling you what the developments are like when it comes to that. But it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, there's been a menace. That is the Galamsey. But we have this Archie, who is calling on religious bodies to lead a fight against Galamsey. We couldn't use the military, we couldn't use the chiefs, the government couldn't do anything about it. Security agencies now he says that the religious bodies should do it. How? Or is it that in Ghana everybody is a religious person? Dr. Hine Osajefo Amwetia Ferrepenning has urged religious leaders to take an active role in environmental stewardship amidst the devastating effects of climate change on the global economy and human survival, as well as the scourge of illegal mining in Ghana. Speaking at a public lecture organized by the Graduate Students Association at the University of Ghana, themed Transformational Leadership in Contemporary Ghana, he emphasized the significant influence as well as the influence of religious institutions in Ghana, where the majority of citizens adhere to Christianity, Islam, or traditional beliefs. One of the cardinal principles of underpinning these religious centers on environmental stewardship, yet our action often falls short of these teachings, Osajefo stated. He stressed the need for religious leaders to inspire their followers to adhere to their faith's environmental mandates. Well, some Christians will tell you that, well, the whole earth is going to come down crashing, everything is going to be rolled away, we're going to have a new heaven, a new earth. So if this one is going away, why don't you just allow it to go away? However, well, you want to know more, just stay tuned and don't touch the dial. This is all coming away from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. At 10 Downing Street, we have gatherings taking place now where I think Labour supporters or those in the the Labour HQ and civil servants are gathering to welcome the newly elected Prime Minister, yes, Sir Keir Starmer, who will shortly be meeting the King. Okay, so whatever happens there, we'll be telling you more about that as the program unfolds. But now, let's move on straight to some other parts of the world and look at the events that is going on. Kicking off from the US. President Joe Biden is facing pressure from some major Democratic donors as he faces a critical few days in his campaign for re-election. A number of donors are publicly warning they will withhold funds unless Mr. Biden is replaced as the party's candidate following his disastrous debate performance last week. They include Abigail Disney, and heiress to the Disney family fortune, Hollywood producer Damon Lindelof, Hollywood agent Ari Emanuel, and philanthropist and entrepreneur Gideon Stein. Mr. Biden is seeking to shore up his candidacy this weekend, including with a rare primetime TV interview on Friday and a rally in Wisconsin. Now, pressure on Mr. Biden, 81, to step aside has grown following a debate marked by several instances where he lost his train of thought and was incomprehensible. Now, while he admitted that he screwed up that night, he has vowed to stay on as his party's standard bearer, taking on Donald Trump in the November presidential election. But the question that I've been asking all this while is that should he decide to step aside and another person appointed, who will be the right person to lead the Democrats against Donald Trump? Okay, a convicted felon. Yeah? Okay. Well, lots more going to be coming your way from there. It's not coming your way from Starr Radio UK. And as I'm saying, updates from the UK, Starr to meet King shortly. And as I said, there are gatherings in front of 10 Downing Street awaiting the arrival of the newly elected Prime Minister or leader of the Labour Party, who's going to be the next Prime Minister. So wherever you are, don't you touch the dial. In other stories as well, now, Hungary's Prime Minister Viktor Orban has arrived in Moscow to meet Russian President Vladimir Putin. Hungary's government has confirmed. The visit has been criticized by EU leaders who have emphasized that Mr. Orban is not acting on behalf of the bloc. Mr. Orban is the EU's only head of national government to have kept close ties to the Kremlin following its full-scale invasion of Ukraine in 2022. He described the trip as a peace mission. In a post on X, it comes days after he visited Kyiv. Some European leaders openly condemned the Moscow trip. Finland's Prime Minister Petri Orpo called it disturbing news, while Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk tweeted, "The European Council is clear. Russia is the aggressor. Ukraine is the victim. No discussions about Ukraine can take place without Ukraine." He went on that the rumors about your visit to Moscow cannot be true. At Prime Minister Viktor Orban, or can they? Appeasement, he goes on further to say, will not stop Putin. European Commission head Ursula von der Leyen wrote on X, "Now only unity and determination will pave the path to a comprehensive, just and lasting peace in Ukraine." Now Hungary has just taken over the EU rotating presidency, and he's saying he's on his way to see the Russian leader. Well, so let's see. This is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. How long is his tenure when he take over? How long is it? Let me see. Okay. Yeah, he's been in power for 14 years. And I think he is quite strong there, doing everything he can. And it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, so now let's move on straight to some of the other stories. As I said, just got another 5 minutes to bring the program to a close. But as I did say earlier on, we are monitoring closely what is happening at number 10 Downing Street and what you got to know. Voting is underway to elect a new president. Iranian president, as a hardline conservative goes head-to-head with a reformist. The runoff comes after no candidate secured a majority in the first round of the election on the 28th of June, which saw a historically low voter turnout of 40%. One of them, Dr. Masoud Pezeshkian, a former heart surgeon, is critical of Iran's notorious morality police, but his rival Saeed Jalili favors the status quo. The election was called after Iran's previous president Ibrahim Raisi was killed in a helicopter crash in May. in which 7 others died. Dr. Pesken has caused a stir after promising a unity and cohesion and an end to Iran's isolation from the world. But will others accept that and run with it? You want to know more? You got to stay tuned and don't touch the dial, because as and when we have it, we'll be bringing that all your way. This is all coming your way from Starr Radio, okay? This is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, Coast Guards in Mauritania have recovered 89 bodies of migrants from a boat that capsized in the Atlantic Ocean on Monday. 9 people, including a 5-year-old girl, were rescued, but dozens are missing. Survivors say the vessel, a traditional fishing boat, set sail last week from the Senegalese-Gambia border area with 170 people on board. It capsized off Mauritania's southeastern western coast. Now, Mauritania is a key transit point for migrants trying to reach Europe from West Africa, with thousands of boats departing from the country last year. The most common destination on the perilous route in Spain is the Canary Islands. The Spanish government says nearly 40,000 people arrived there last year, double the number from the previous year. So what is the way forward? Well, the incoming Prime Minister has given a verdict of what he thinks is going to happen. He said these people don't travel by themselves. There are some people behind the scenes who are pulling the strings, and we're going to do our best to actually bring them to book. But can they do that? Can they do that? It is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. As I did say earlier on, Sir Keir Starmer is on the move to go and meet the King this morning. He's on to meet the King shortly. I think he has just arrived. And yes, he has arrived. I can see him coming out of the vehicle with a wife. You know, interestingly, I've never known the name of the wife, you know, but they've been welcomed by the head of protocol at Buckingham Palace this morning. So let's see what is going to be taking place there. It's all coming to you from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, so to the election results and what has taken place. Now, first of all, Rishi Sunak has apologized after historic Tory defeat. Now, Rishi Sunak has apologized to the nation following the Conservative Party general election defeat, the worst in its parliamentary history. Now, Sir Keir Starmer has led the Labour Party to a landslide victory and will take over from Mr. Sunak as the UK's Prime Minister. Accepting responsibility for the result, Mr. Sunak said he had voters' anger at his government. The country, I would like to say first and foremost, I am sorry. That's to the country, he said, I have given this job my all, but you have sent a clear message that the government of the UK must change, and yours is the judgment that matters. I've heard your anger, your disappointment, and I take responsibility for this loss. Mr. Sunak delivered his speech outside number 10 Downing Street despite earlier rain, this time with a brolly on hand to avoid a repeat of the sudden election announcement in May. Mr. Sunak said he will step down as a party leader, adding, not immediately, but once the formal arrangements for selecting my successor are in place. The MP for Richmond and Northampton insisted that there will be an orderly transition and also pay tribute to Sir Keir Starmer, whom he described as a decent and public-spirited man whom I respect. And I just like how he summed it all nicely there. Now, having said goodbye to staff in Downing Street, he just before his speech, Mr. Sunak then got into a car with his wife, Akshata, to travel to offer his resignation to the king. And now we know Sir Keir Starmer is at Buckingham Palace meeting the king at the moment. So pretty soon he will come out and he will be on his way to Downing Street, 10 Downing Street, where he's going to form the next government of the UK. So wherever you are, don't touch the dial. Now, other results continue to come in. Well, Labour at the moment is leading with 412 seats. Conservatives 121. Lib Dem 71. The SNP has 9. Reform. SMC. My apologies. SNP has 9. Sinn Féin has 7. And other parties have got 28. But I'll be bringing you the breakdown of it all in a moment as we are waiting for the arrival of the new resident of 10 Downing Street. But interestingly, a lot of things did happen during the election yesterday, where we have the Lib Dems say that Liberal Democrat leader Sir Ed Davey has hailed a record-breaking night for his party after it won 71 seats. Now, that represents a big increase on its performance in 2019 election when it returned to parliament with just 11 MPs. The party got its first victory of the night in Harrogate, Nesborough, achieving 15.8% swing to it away from the Conservatives. Now, several Tory ministers were unseated by Lib Dem challengers, including the Education Secretary Gillian Keegan, Justice Secretary Alex Chalk, Culture Secretary Lucy Fraser, and Science Secretary Michelle Donnellan. The party had hoped to beat Jeremy Hunt in Godalming and Ash, but the Chancellor held on to his seats by a majority of 891. The Liberal Democrats were also victorious in Whitney, the constituency previously represented by former Prime Minister David Cameron, and Maidenhead, former Prime Minister Theresa May's old seat. The party's predicted strong performance in the election followed its unorthodox approach to campaigning, which saw leader Sir Ed take on a number of eye-catching stunts, including going down a water slide and bungee jumping there as well. The party decided to focus on a limited number of seats, largely targeting Conservatives held areas in the south of England. It is all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. So, on some of the wins or the gains by various political parties, Nigel Farage has been elected as an MP for the first time on a night which saw Reform take more than 4 million votes. The party is on course to be the third largest party in the UK by vote share and has won 4 seats so far. Mr. Farage overturned the Conservative majority of more than 25,000, comfortably winning in Clacton, Essex, a race which marked his 8th attempt to enter the Commons. And it teaches you one thing: never give up, never give up. If at first you don't succeed, try again until you succeed. Never give up. The party drew large support in areas where the Conservatives won in 2019 under Boris Johnson, coming second in many constituencies. In other stories there as well, as we await Sir Keir Starmer to depart Buckingham Palace to make his way to 10 Downing Street this morning. Sinn Féin is now the largest party across Northern Ireland's Council's Assembly and at Westminster. The Nationalist Party, which does not take its seats in the House of Commons, has 7 seats after Thursday's UK general election, the same number as in 2019. Its leader, Mary Lou McDonald, said it was time to prepare for a new future together on this island. The party came out on top after a disappointing night for the Democratic Unionist Party. The DUP had 8 seats in 2019 and returned in 2024 with 5. Its most high-profile casualty in Thursday's vote was Ian Paisley, who lost the North Antrim seat. His father had first won in 1970. In Legan Valley, Socha S. Eastwood of the Alliance Party took the seat, which had been held by the former DUP leader Sir Geoffrey Donaldson since 1997, and Robin Swan of the Ulster Unionist Party won in South Antrim at the expense of the DUP's Paul Given. For Sinn Féin, there was a 4.2% increase in vote share compared to the general election 5 years ago. The party welcomed new faces, including Dar Hughes and Cathal Malagan, the former royal colleague of nursing leader Pat Collin, a prominent figure during recent UK health strikes, was returned for Sinn Féin in Fermanagh and South Tyrone. Now, Mary Lou McDonald said, "From day one, we will be knocking on the door of the British government to demand that they stop their disgraceful underfunding of our public services and of the executive here." He said there were also sizable gains for the Liberal Democrats and a fall in seats for the Scottish National Party there as well. It's been quite a difficult and a challenging time, and I can see flags being waved. The UK flag, the Britain flag of the United Kingdom, and some are flying that of the Welsh flag. Some are flying the flag of the Scottish flag and the Union Jack as well. So there's lots happening at the moment at 10 Downing Street. 10 Downing Street, awaiting the arrival of Sir Keir Starmer this morning. So wherever you are, don't even think of touching the dial. It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. So a sneak view of what is happening there. Stay tuned and don't touch the dial. This is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. All right then. So once I go on at 9 minutes past the top of the hour, I'm doing my best to see whether we can get the arrival of Sir Keir Starmer at 10 Downing Street, and before we bring the program to a close. But just bear with me whilst I try to bring you some pictures this morning. It's quite an interesting one, isn't it? Yeah. Some would say, yes, it is. Okay, so just bear with me whilst I try to work on, okay, the system to get you all that. Yeah, I think I'm doing good. So I'll bring you some sneak view of what is happening there. So whilst those are people, supporters or members of the Labour Party, a few of them there from the HQ, civil servants at 10 Downing Street, and a few people who hope that some way, somehow, they will have maybe a thumb up from the incoming Prime Minister in the person of Sir Keir Starmer. So wherever you are, don't even think of touching the dial at all. It is Starr Radio UK. So let's continue. Let me continue to bring you some of the happenings when it comes to the election results so far. As I said, the SNP has also lost 38 seats in the general election so far, with one still to declare due to a recount. Now, Labour made dramatic gains across the central belt, with most of their results following vote share swing of about 20% from the SNP. The Scottish Conservative won 5 seats, down from 6 in 2019, with leader Douglas Ross failing to secure a controversial bid for Aberdeenshire North and Moray East. The First Minister John Sweeney has described the result, the SNP's worst since 2010, as very, very difficult and damaging. Now, speaking later on Friday, he said the party would have to rebuild trust with the people of Scotland. He added, the Scottish National Party needs to be healed, and it needs to heal its relationship with the people of Scotland, and I'm absolutely committed to doing that. He goes over and say, I have to accept we failed to convince people of the urgency of independence in this election campaign. Therefore, we need to take the time to consider and to reflect on how we deliver our commitment to independence. Well, the SNP was defending 48 seats of the 57 in Scotland and has won just 9 out of it. A recount in Inverness, Skye and West Ross share an SNP seat under previous boundaries have been delayed until Saturday. It's being held due to a statistical issue. There appears to be a discrepancy between the verified votes and the counted votes, which means the returning officer cannot declare a result at this stage. The seat has seen a close fight between SNP and Scottish Liberal Democrats. We'll be telling you more about that. But one thing that I've been talking about this morning so far is lessons that can be drawn from these elections that have taken place here. Not only for Africa, but the world as a whole. Someone say, well, the UK seems to be a beacon of democracy when it comes to the world. And how true is that? Because everything that goes on, we have individuals, we have parties where everybody will do whatever, they will campaign the way that they want, but then get to a point where now, after the elections, everybody puts their whatever, let me put it this way, for lack of words, their swords down and say, now let's pan on together. So what do you think is going to happen there? It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. In Wales as well, Labour has won back a string of Welsh seats from the Conservatives as Keir Starmer's landslide election victory was confirmed, and it says that the Tories were wiped out in Wales, with Welsh Secretary David T.C. Davis losing his seat, as well as the 3 former Welsh secretaries, Alan Cairns, Stephen Crabb and Simon Hart. Another ousted Tory was Craig Williams, a former aide to Rishi Sunak, who had party support withdrawn after admitting betting on the date of the elections. Now, Plaid Cymru celebrated winning both its target seats of Ynys Môn and Cefn from Conservatives. There was good news for the Liberal Democrats, who took back Brecon, Radnor and Quim Tau seat from the Conservatives, removing Wales Office Minister Faye Jones from Parliament. It means the Lib Dems have a Welsh MP for the first time since 2019. Now, Labour finished on 27 seats, up 9 on 2019, Plaid on 4, and Lib Dems 1. Labour won back Bridgeton, Monmouthshire, Wrexham, and also took the new seats of Bagnor, Aberconwy, Clyde North and Clyde East, Montgomeryshire and Glider, and Mid and South Pembrokeshire from the Conservatives. Listeners, it is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. We are waiting the newly elected Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer, to approach the bench, to come back to 10 Downing Street, to a rousing welcome there. But it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, there were some big falls, and let me bring that your way. Now, Liz Truss became Prime Minister 668 days ago. Then just 44 days later, her own MPs removed her. On Friday morning, her constituents in southwest Norfolk did the same. A fate rarely suffered by a former Prime Minister. Ms. Truss says saw her majority of around 23,000 votes vanish, and she was defeated by Labour. There was only 630 votes in it. As the rest of the candidates stood on the stage waiting for her to arrive, slow clapping could be heard in the hall. One of my favorites, Penny Mordaunt Shops and Mercer. There are some of the names which have dominated UK politics in recent years, only to be swept away on a bruising night for the Conservative Party. Penny Mordaunt, the leader of the House of Commons and once a candidate to be Prime Minister, saw her majority of more than 15,000 in Portsmouth not overturned by Labour. She had hoped her personal profile, generated in part by her ceremonial swords-wielding role during the coronation of the King Charles III, would mean her beating the national swing against her party, but Labour won narrowly. Defence Secretary Grant Shapps held a government post for the majority of Friday. He saw majority of more than 10,000 votes also vanish. Other cabinet ministers from the Commons include Veteran Minister John Mercer, Education Secretary Gillian Keegan, and Cultural Secretary Lucy Fraser, and Rishi Sunak's Chief Whip Simon Hart. It was not just Tories in possession of a seat at the cabinet table who were unceremoniously removed from Parliament. Other figures who have held senior posts or who have become high-profile backbenchers or backbench campaigners were also defeated as the swing against their party reached the deep into the backbench. Perhaps the most striking name was Jacob Rees-Mogg, never far from the limelight during the Brexit debate, who lost his Somerset seat by more than 5,000 votes. Before his result was announced, I said to the BBC he had taken its core vote for granted. That his party has taken the core vote for granted. As Sir Michael Fabricant, Jonathan Gales, and Dame Theresa Coffey also lost their seats. Now, even when the opinion polls said Labour's victory was all but certain, Sir Keir Starmer made sure not to look like he thought it was in the bag. Then, the early hours of Friday, shortly after its majority was officially confirmed, the soon-to-be Prime Minister took to the stage in front of a jubilant Labour supporters and allowed himself to briefly enjoy the moment. He told them, he did it. We did it. You campaigned for it. You fought for it. You voted for it. And now it has arrived. Change begins now. It feels good. I have to be honest. Of course, when you go fighting and you manage to punch your opponent down and the referee comes in and say, yeah, you've won. Free, fair. What do you say? You are happy, aren't you? Yeah, it feels good. Maybe you've received some punches though, but it feels good. But once we wait the Prime Minister, the new Prime Minister to arrive at 10 Downing Street. We're still going on at 12:20. Jonathan Ashworth was almost certain to be a leading figure in the new Labour government. Instead, the shadow Paymaster General and Keir Starmer Lieutenant lost his Leicester South constituency to independent candidate Shaukat Adam. The seat had a significant Muslim population, and a large part of Adams' campaign focused on the situation in Gaza. Other Labour candidates saw their votes squeezed in areas with similar demographics. Labour has been criticized in some quarters in recent months over its response to the humanitarian crisis unfolding in the Middle East. West Streeton, who has been the party's shadow health secretary, narrowly avoided a similar fate in Ilford North, where he held on by little more than 500 votes against a challenge from an independent. Corbyn defied Labour in Islington North. Now, on a night where Keir Starmer hoped to confirm a definitive break with the past for Labour, his predecessor had other ideas. Jeremy Corbyn ran as independent in Islington North, the constituency he had represented since 1983 after being thrown out of Labour over his response to anti-Semitism. Now, Labour ran a candidate against him, but Corbyn's local popularity meant that he won in the North-led seat by more than 7,000 votes. He said the result was a resounding message from the people of Islington North that they want something different. They want something better. And in the new government that's coming in, they're looking for an end to things like the two-child benefit policy gap. But Sunak conceded and apologized for whatever took place there. But ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. The issue now is who is going to be the next leader of the Conservatives. Is it going to be Suella Braverman? Those that I was advocating for, Penny Mordaunt? Or is it going to be the former Chancellor of the Exchequer, Jeremy? Because he managed to steer the ship when after Liz Truss's and Kwesi Kwarteng's mini budget that rocked the country and caused financial loss. Somebody say in Ghana they say financial loss to the state. But all that and a lot more, who do you think will be the one to do it? But Suella Braverman has said she is sorry as she held on to her seat. Will she be the best candidate for them? And having a majority of this nature, do you really think that we will have, my apologies there, do you really think that we will have the Labour Party working well because we have the opposition, this is Nigel Farage and all those people breathing down on his neck? Do you think that would bring about a change? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK. We're going to take a quick break, and once we come back, we will be bringing you to the end of the program, where I can say at the moment I can see Sir Keir Starmer, who has been appointed Prime Minister by the King, leaving Buckingham Palace en route to 10 Downing Street to take the reins as the next Prime Minister of the UK. So stay tuned and don't you go away as we do our best to bring you some pictures there. But now, let's enjoy some music while we continue with that. Some jazz tune that are going to be coming your way from there. Enjoy it whilst we get the grounds, everything ready for him, and then we can bring you a summary of his speech there. This is Starr Radio UK. As I say, yes, sir. In your shots at the moment, we can see Sakir Starmer en route to 10 Downing Street. Yes, en route to 10 Downing Street this morning. Yes, so let's see. Whilst we are watching that and preparation at 10 Downing Street, where behind that black door is going to be forming the new government, and it will be interesting who is going to be what, because one of the ones who was supposed to have been in the cabinet was Jonathan Ashworth, but it looks like he ended up losing his seat. But as the former Prime Minister said, Rishi Sunak, he said, it's one person that I do highly respect. But what do you think about that? How do you think his appointment, or him or they winning that election, will change your fortunes? Because there are others who did not decided, look, you know what, we're not going to be going to vote at all, because we think that whatever we do when we vote, it doesn't bring about any changes. So we have people like that. But as I said earlier on, we had the former Prime Minister saying that he said the MP for Richmond and North Lantern insisted that there will be an orderly transition, and also paid a tribute to Sakir Starmer, whom he described as a decent and a public spirited man who he respects. Still on their way to 10 Downing Street, they are virtually in there. We have the police now. Just okay, so they've just pulled in there the newest Prime Minister is going to come out and then walk to where we have all the various entities who are waiting this morning to have a glimpse at the new Prime Minister. But it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. But when you look at the percentage of votes, Labour won. I had a 34% of the votes that were cast. Well, they gained 211 seats. Conservative lost 250 seats. I'm trying to get Lib Dems. The turnout was 60%. That's what information that is coming through. Say turnout 60%, which is some will say is good. Lib Dems won 63 plus, representing 12% of this the seats. Yeah, okay. SNP minus 38, and other parties bringing it to 35. But if you look at the percentage share of the total votes this morning, then you could see that we had what do we call him? We had Nigel Farage saying he is of the view that we will, there need to be some changes in the political system, the election regime, so that the number of votes should, so if we have huge number of people voting for you, that should determine whether, but that is a presidential system, right? This is a parliamentary system, and therefore whoever gets lots of seats are the ones who can form the next government, and the leader of that party is the one who becomes the next prime minister. So what do you think is the way forward? Do you think that, well, if you want to use that of his friend Donald Trump and the US as an example, what they do there is that they do what do they call it? They have a way that they vote. So you can see a whole state and they say you have only four whatever from there, and then they add it all up, and it's quite crazy. I look at that, I'm like, look at the number of people who have voted there, but it amounts to just some small number of votes that are given. So what do you think about that? All that. But listeners, this is Star Radio UK. I was doing my best to see whether we can get the newly appointed Prime Minister to come to 10 Downing Street. So Keir Starmer has become the new Prime Minister. He needs to come to Downing Street and give his speech, and then we go on from there. So the podium has been put there. So let's wait and see if it's going to appear, and then we go on. Okay. So somebody is asking, is it coming from the back or is it coming from the front? No, it will definitely come from the front part of 10 Downing Street and enter, after the speech, enter that black door. But you know, the other time I was having a discussion with somebody who was also saying that how come that we can't build a big edifice and say this is the Downing Street, the new one, but we still like this old one, you know? It's quite interesting, isn't it? Quite interesting. But ladies and gentlemen, Star Radio UK. And there was one other story that I wanted to put across before we go, and this around that pertains to other story out of the elections, but here in the UK. Now, interestingly, Theresa May and Bionic MP have been awarded peerages. The former Prime Minister Theresa May will sit in the House of Lords, having been nominated for a peerage alongside the former Justice Secretary Chris Grelling and the chair of the Conservative Backbench 1922 Committee, Sir Graham Brady. Now, Conservatives Craig McKinley, who said he wanted to be known as the Bionic MP after losing his hands and feet to sepsis, has also been nominated for a peerage. So he'll now be going to the House of Lords. Now, Labour has picked its former deputy leader, Harriet Harman, former Foreign Secretary Dame Margaret Beckett, and Dame Margaret Hodge to sit in the House of Lords. Harriet Harman has been there for a very long time. Dr. Hilary Cass, who conducted a review into a gender identity service, has been nominated as a crossbench peer. The nomination were announced less than an hour before polls closed in the general election. In what could be one of its final acts as Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak has also given honours to 5 of his Conservative colleagues. Oliver Dowden, the Deputy Prime Minister and close ally of Rishi Sunak, will be knighted, as will the former Northern Ireland Secretary Julian Smith, the former Defence Secretary Ben Wallace, and the Scottish Secretary Alistair Jack. And Theresa Coffey, who was an ally of Liz Truss but also served under Rishi Sunak as Environment Secretary, will be made a dame. Mr. McKinley said he was overwhelmed at being elevated to the Lords, saying it would give him a platform to campaign for sepsis, lame laws, and for appropriate prosthetic as well as sensible net zero. The bionic MP changes into bionic Lord. All right then, listeners, this is Starr Radio UK. The Conservative has also awarded peerages to Liam Booth Smith, Mrs. Sunak's Chief of Staff, Sir Alok Sharma, who was president of the Climate COP 2026 conference, Dame Eleanor Lane, who served as Deputy Speaker of the House of Commons for over a decade. A Conservative source told there is a widespread disgust at the reward for abject failure in Rishi's dissolution list. Now, Sunak's pledge to bring integrity back to politics when he entered Downing Street has proven to be a total lie. This is an utter disgrace, and that is what has been said there. But ladies and gentlemen, this is where we have to bring the program to a close. We were doing our best to see whether we could bring you the new Prime Minister, at least when he stands by the podium, and then we can bring the program to a close. So just bear with us. I think he's now on his way. You can see the pictures in your shots where he is en route. Is going to be coming to Downing Street this afternoon, and then to give the speech and form his party. Well, his government. My apologies. He is at Central London. Okay. I think he's en route now, because I want to make sure that he gets to Downing Street, and then I bring the curtains down, and we'll be analyzing his speech and everything that he's doing today in later on. So wherever you are, don't even think of touching the dial. Here he comes. Here the convoy arrives at Downing Street. Yes, for those of you who don't know, that is the seat of government. Yes, okay, so he's going to be coming out as the Prime Minister, the new Prime Minister, and we'll be following his speech, which he has in his folder, which his secretary or has collected from him. But he is felicitating, reacting, shaking hands, and saying thank you to all the supporters and all the various people there who have supported his fight to get to that place as a party. So it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. So at least we know that he has arrived at 10 Downing Street. So let me bring the program to a close for today, because there are other present issues that has to be seen to here as well. But I promise you, God willing, Monday when we come in, we'll be looking at all the aftermath of this election. But wherever you are, I say have a wonderful weekend. God bless you, and see you all on Monday. Bye-bye.